Yo, fam, I wanted to discuss the topic of humility today, specifically humbling yourself when you know that you are wrong or ignorant about a certain subject. Being wrong or ignorant about something can only be seen as a positive. And here's what I mean by that: the only path that you have from being wrong or ignorant about something is a positive path of gaining more knowledge about a certain subject. But instead, what we do is we see it as a negative because we're so focused on thinking that we're looking stupid to the other person. I understand that as we grow older in age, we humble ourselves more and more because clearly we gain more knowledge as we get older, hopefully. But it's also in our nature to not want to look stupid to the other person, right? So, especially as kids, whenever we were hanging out as kids and trying to have discussions, we would call each other out on stuff that we were wrong about or had no knowledge about, but we would pretend we did, right? At least that was my experience in my childhood on many such occasions. And that does carry over into adulthood to a degree. We face that challenge every single day because we want, again, as I said, to be the pinnacle of knowledge for other people. Instead of worrying about if you look stupid or not, the only other option or positive outcome that you can achieve is admitting that you are wrong about something or that you have no knowledge about something. I think the biggest challenge for adults on this subject is admitting that they are wrong about something that they think they have been right about their entire lives. A perfect example is the food pyramid, the crazy pyramid that we learned a long, long time ago as kids in school, right? We don't really use that anymore to obtain a balanced diet, do we? Yes, there are some good things on there. However, it's becoming more apparent as time goes on. And this isn't a health video. I don't want to make that about that. But it's becoming more apparent that certain foods do certain things due to humans as a whole, even if it's very severe or not severe whatsoever. If you can eat a piece of whole grain bread or eat some nuts and nothing happens to you, great. However, the studies coming out are showing that certain types of foods have a long term effect on people, even if it's not immediately affecting them, like as an allergen, for example. One big point of knowledge on this subject would be carbohydrates, right? Let's talk about that for just a little bit because I want to get back to the big subject, but this relates. So, we've been taught throughout the course of time that having a good balance of protein, fat, and carbohydrates in our diet is the most beneficial for our health, right? Assuming that you're not delving into heavy sugars or refined carbohydrates, all that crazy stuff, right? That you're eating whole foods, fruits and vegetables, all this good stuff, right? Whole grains has been promoted, oats, all this stuff. Take your pick on any complex carbohydrate, sweet potatoes, etc. And then you have your good carbohydrates, as we like to call them, right? Yes, there are certain benefits you can gain from having certain carbohydrates in your diet. However, ultimately, at the end of the day, they are non essential. That is new information that we have. I don't know how recent that is, but it is fairly recent, at least to me, that I've seen that as the studies have come out on keto diets and more carnivorous diets, that having carbohydrates is non-essential to your health, but having fats and proteins are essential to your health. So many people that have been watching this channel know that I am a carnivore. I do delve into a few carbs here and there just for convenience. However, I am starting a Lion Diet Challenge in October 1st. I don't know when this video is going to be uploaded. I'm trying to get it out tomorrow. We'll see by September 30th. But October 1st through October 30th is going to be my Lion Diet Challenge where I only eat red meat, salt, and water. So fatty red meat, by the way. So I have to keep the fat intake high. That way my energy levels can stay high because I'm no longer consuming carbohydrates. So that's the way it works. But that's what's natural, is what people are trying to promote, is that fats and proteins are essential and carbohydrates are not. We've been taught otherwise about that specific macronutrient, carbohydrates. So that's one big example of where humbling yourself that you have been wrong about a certain subject based on your health, which is a very big thing to take into consideration. If you are wrong about something about your health, that is a positive thing to have. It's very positive because if you turn around and do the other thing, like I'm doing, and the benefits that I've experienced based on this change that I made, then it becomes crystal clear that this is the right course of action and the past course of action was not when you ate carbs as opposed to not eating carbs. I'm done talking about this on that subject in particular. I want to get onto other things, but that's just one big example I wanted to give to say, hey, we can be wrong about certain things for a very long time without realizing it. And then once the realization kicks in, we change our course of action and then we become a better human being all around for that. They say ignorance is bliss. Do I agree? I'm not so sure because I can only see ignorance as a positive for the fact that I am getting an opportunity to learn something new, right? So I'm not talking about every single subject or every single situation. Clearly, there are certain things that we should not know about, obviously. So that's digging into people's personal lives. I'm just talking about one person, you, yourself, that's trying to gain more knowledge. I suppose if you have no drive to gain more knowledge about certain things, then I suppose ignorance is bliss and you'd rather not know about certain subjects. I totally get that. So I guess I halfway agree and halfway disagree on that. But a lot of people do not see ignorance as a positive, not just for blissful sake, just because of the opportunity to learn something new, right? That took me a while to get used to contemplating because every time I was ignorant about something, I felt stupid, right? And I didn't pursue any more knowledge past that point, right? Depending on the subject, obviously. If I was interested in the subject, clearly I went full bore and then just learned about it, obviously. So, like music, for example. But even if the subject was important and could enhance my life, I didn't pursue it because I just felt stupid for not knowing. Nowadays, especially as I grow older, I thrive on ignorance, to be honest, because I get a chance to learn so many new things and it enriches my life because of it. So I encourage you to encourage other people as well to grasp on to their ignorance and run with it. Be the person that's trying to learn new things over the course of time to make not just your life better, but other people's lives better as well. The idea of us sharing space on this planet is about sharing our ideas and educating other people that we care about to make sure that we can build a really prosperous society and people that are knowledgeable about certain subjects can really enrich the lives of many, many people, especially if they're interested in said subject. It doesn't matter if you are an expert on language, if you are an expert on politics, music, cooking, whatever, it doesn't matter. The only pathway of you sharing your education with other people is that it can also educate them as well. That will ultimately enrich their lives and cause them to pursue other avenues of their life where they want to thrive and educate other people past that point as well. That's the entire idea of society, is trying to run with our ignorance and learn new things so we can continue to grow generation after generation. We want to pass our knowledge down all the time, right? So please continue to educate other people, educate yourself, be humble, make sure that you understand the positive benefits to being wrong and to being ignorant about certain things, especially in the moment when talking to another person, when they have the knowledge and you don't. It's very, very important that you are able to confide in them if you know that they have the upper hand on certain subjects or they have the more knowledge on a subject. Especially really try to humble yourself when talking face to face with somebody. That is one of the hardest things to do, 100%, because in the moment we get nervous about admitting that we are wrong or ignorant, and it just spirals into this never ending loop of pretending to be right about something, right? So make sure that if you are speaking to someone to someone face to face, that you go into the conversation as humble as possible, admitting your ignorance, depending on what you're talking about. If you have knowledge on the subject, by all means, share what you know. If you don't know certain things, admit it. I hope this video encouraged you to continue humbling yourself when you know you are ignorant about certain things, not just with another person, but also with yourself in general, because internally we have conversations with ourselves all the time, trying to encourage ourselves to do better, to be healthier, to go to the gym, or to get up out of bed on time, to eat healthier, all this good stuff, to learn new skills. But we have that procrastination phase, that procrastination voice that says, no, you don't need to do this. This isn't necessary. You can sleep longer. You can have that next piece of cake without it hurting you too badly. You can not go to the gym today, even though you skip 3 days. You'll get back to it tomorrow. All that stuff. I want you to be better. I want you to be able to take your ignorance and run with it, to see it as a net positive, to see it as only a path to growth and eventually educating other people. If you have any other topics, ideas that you would like for me to discuss in the future, please let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know your struggles, whether it's really minuscule or whether it's a really big struggle. If you're comfortable sharing with me, then I'm happy to have a discussion with you in the comments and also make a video about it if you would like as well. This channel is about me improving my life along with trying to improve other people's lives. I am not a trained psychiatrist. I am just a guy who's trying to do his best in life. And as long as I see positive results in my life, I want to share what those are with you. And that way you can also take advantage of those positive benefits. If you want to see more content from your boy, please leave me a like to encourage me making new content. Also subscribe if this is your first time here, and please turn on that bell notification so you do not miss any of my uploads going forward. Thank you so much for joining today's topic, fam. You rock.